by those spider droids on Tatooine. It was first shown in Return of the Jedi and appeared in the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 3. And if it reminds you of the peachy goo in the pods in the human farms in the Matrix, made up of the liquidated human remains, the page is a connection because, hey, we're about to see Carrie Ann Moss. This establishment is a noodle bar. And in fact, Lucasfilm hooked me up with a cup of instant ramen with the actual logo of this joint made by Pablo Hidalgo's team, which I also see as a Matrix parallel because in the first film, Neo points out his favorite noodle bar in Matrix, the Trinity. In 2021's The Matrix Resurrections, Neo picks up food from San Francisco's House of Nanking, one of my favorite places to eat in the city, and it does have truly really good noodles. But these noodles cook on this awesome rotating apparatus where it looks like another cook ladles hot water on them whenever they reach the bottom, which is gotta be a really great way to keep them perfectly al dente. But May confronts Master Indara, Carrie Ann Moss, Trinity from The Matrix, and Jerry Hogarth from Jessica Jones, and while these other guys sit with her lap, Indara silences them, never taking her eyes off May.
Attack me, Jedi.
Jedi do not attack me.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, little clue that this is personal for May. The Jedi, including Master Indara, must have injured her some way. This entire series is about exposing the hypocrisy of the Jedi Order, that they are not as perfect as they come across. Indara slowly rises, letting May beat the crap out of all these guys that she was with. Not very good friends, I would imagine. But the guy whose blaster sticks in his holster has these awesome bands on his antlers with rings hanging off like earrings. Indara finally intervenes, and they fight with hand-to-hand combat that the show's production has called Force Food, an uncommon fighting style in Star Wars, but one that brings more elegance to this era. Notice how Indara doesn't immediately ignite her lightsaber, but you'll notice May always reaches for it. Indara notices this too and gracefully turns her torso, giving us a look at her Jedi robes. Despite having less access to the High Republic stories, this show's production did have access to Lucasfilm's design for the Jedi apparel during this era, and already we see how Indara's tan tunic is perfectly folded and pleated like a martial artist to allow for maximum flexibility and not to come undone. Even Indara's martial arts are mostly defensive. She always steps out of the way and blocks and uses the Force only to repel, but never ever strikes. May draws a metal blade and Indara stops it with the Force, and then May does this awesome move that happens so fast it's hard to notice it. She draws her other hand past it and summons that blade to her empty hand to try to lunge that into Indara's neck. So May knows the Force well enough to know that Indara is using the Force to restrain her arm, not the blade itself, so that she can fling that blade from one hand to the other and use that momentum of her other arm to get to her neck. Indara barely blocks this one and spins May around, asking,
Who trained you?
yeah, the enter might be right in front of Indara's face, just hidden perfectly by May's braid. Spiral marking on her forehead, which we know from poster art and character names released pre-season matches that of Mother Anastasia and her coven, which I assume we will meet in a future episode. May realizes that the only move she really has against Indara is to target someone else, which is the tactic Count Dooku uses when he's unable to defeat Yoda in Attack the Clone. Indara leads up the stairway to the upper level, and we are seeing some really cool wire work similar to the Matrix film, but also in Kill Bill, when the bride fights the Crazy 88 and goes up the levels of the stairs there too. Actually, the show's creator once pitched it as Kill Bill meets Frozen, which previously made no sense to me, but now after watching it, I get it. Indara uses the Force to catch the fall of the thrown woman, and then radios in this unidentified Force user. May gets increasingly aggressive with May, but notice how when Indara has the opportunity to jab May, instead she grabs her arm and forces her to open up to her. Like even the combat is nurturing and protective of her combatants, but then ultimately Indara ends this round. One little cosmetic detail they added to Carrie Ann Moss's face, these two little black dots to the right of her eye, it's like she uses these dots to disrupt people who try to look her in the eyes to maybe give her an edge in all tense encounters. Actually, in the trailer footage, the flashback on Indara from whatever the Brindog incident was, she only has one of those markings beside her eye. So I wonder if these dots could, for her, connote some type of experience level. But then Indara unmasks May.
You. What are you doing here?
Yeah, Indara reaches to move the braids, but May's like, I'm gonna show you my marking, my choice. And when the marking is revealed, you can hear a subtle female vocalization. I'm gonna say this was like a lullaby of one of May and Osha's mothers who died in that fire. After forcing Indara back, only now does Indara ignite her green lightsaber. Actually, in our Q&A with the creator, she was asked if the color green was a Matrix reference, and she said no, but Carrie Ann Moss really does look natural in a green glow, doesn't she? Now, the pose that she strikes here is inspired by Iaido, as opposed to Kendo, and along with Western fencing, Kendo was a huge inspiration for sword fighting in the original trilogy, but the Iaido approach is slower, more deliberate, and designed to quickly end a duel in just one on strike. May thrusts her blade at the cook, forcing Indara to break her focus to try to stop it, giving May an in to sink her second blade in Indara's chest. Indara drops her hilt, and interestingly, May does not take the lightsaber. Indara's lightsaber is the same hilt that appears in that awesome poster for the series, with the hilt leaving a streak of blood, but May does not take it because the master she serves doesn't want her to use weapons at all. So yes, this is the last we see of Carrie-Anne Moss living, at least in this era. I assume we will see her in flashbacks to future episodes, but it's pretty insane to kill off who, in my opinion, might have been the biggest star of the series, reminding us of Scream and Psycho. It's a pretty bold move to open this series with. Now, May motions to kill the bar owner, but sees a child cowering by the leg and doesn't want to leave an orphan behind, likely because she too was an orphan left behind at some point. Either way, she's not all evil. We see the Acolyte logo with the O formed by two interlocking rings, one red, one blue, reflecting the two sisters of May and Osha. So the other sister, Osha, awakens. Now we know this is a different person right away. Cowering by the leg, doesn't want to leave an orphan behind, likely because she too was an orphan left behind at some point. Either way, she's not all evil. We see the Acolyte logo with the O formed by two interlocking rings, one red, one blue, reflecting the two sisters of May and Osha. So the other sister, Osha, awakens. Now we know this is a different person right away because her hair, while also braided, is significantly shorter. You also notice it's a recurring thing on the show where the editing makes it seem like Osha is waking up from a dream where she would be seeing what her sister is doing. Now the name Osha might be a nod to the term Ashla, which is the pseudonym that Ahsoka Tano uses when she's in exile, but Ashla is also the word for the Force in the Lasat language, and it was also the term used for the light side of the Force by ancient Force-sensitive beings on Tython. And because this is a Star Wars, there also has to be an awesome little droid. This one is Pip, and I love him. If you look closely, there are some dated stickers on him. Now, the Lucasfilm team gave me fresh versions of these decals without saying what they are. So this one, obviously a low cat, but the blue jellyfish-looking one is actually a blue version of the red sticker that's on Luke's training helmet in the 1977 film. Now, the checkerboard one with the writing, I'm less certain about. I was thinking maybe it's a pod racing sticker, or maybe even a swoop racing sticker from the Old Republic era. I didn't look into it, but this writing is not anything known to the Star Wars universe. But each of the letters are different characters, but if this one is a reference to Luke's helmet in A New Hope, this one could be a nod to Big Starklighter's checkerboard design helmet, and who knows, maybe the 9 letters from Dark Light. I don't know. So Osha works as a mech neck, along with Billick on this Trade Federation freighter. She passes an early generation Gonk droid. Billick says, Nar Shaddaa is a smuggler's moon used by the Hutts from their homeworld of Nal Hutta. Jabba the Hutt and his family are active at this point in history. So these two serve the Neimoidians, who later aligned with the Separatists during the Clone Wars. Osha and Billick spacewalk out to fix the shield generator, which is against Republic regulation to have sentient life forms do this. Remember, we see R2-D2 and the other astromech droids doing this kind of work in Phantom Menace. The Neimoidian says,
The grease scrubbers are disposable. Our cargo is not.
Yeah, we never learned what this Trade Federation freighter is carrying, but Dord later says that this is the CorpSec region, which refers to the corporate sector, which is in the outer rim governed by the Corporate Sector Authority, a fiefdom where corporations are allowed to govern their own territory. A pressure gauge goes awry, and a fire begins to burn using what oxygen space? I don't know, but the fire takes Osha back to that traumatic memory, but the closed captions reveal what people are saying in her head here. Yes, this is the memory of the fiery incident where both sisters assume the other died. A Jedi Vector starfighter flies past the freighter. Vectors are the small Jedi fighters that seat 1, maybe 2 occupants. They were actually created in the High Republic era. I love the Neimoidian response to this.
Jedi?
Now remember, Phantom Menace began with 2 Jedi arriving at a Trade Federation ship, and so too does this series. And we meet these 2 Jedi.
My name is Yord Pandar, Knight of the Jedi Order, and this is my Padawan, Tassi Loa.
Yord is played by Charlie Barnett, who previously worked on Russian Doll with Leslie Headland, and Tassi Loa is a Zygerian race. This is the first time we've seen a Zygerian in live action. They were first mentioned in a 1987 Star Wars source book and were considered obscure EU creatures until Clone Wars, when they appear as part of the Slaves of the Republic story arc in the Clone Wars comic series, which became 3 episodes of the animated Clone Wars, Kidnapped, Slaves of the Republic, and Escape from Kadavo. The Zygerians were known for a vast empire built upon a slave trade until the Jedi and the Republic went to war with them and outlawed it, but they openly revived their slave trade when they allied with separatists in the Clone Wars. Now, something weird happens with the audio mix here.
This is my Padawan, Tassi Loa. We are looking for a former Jedi by the name of Osha and Sayya.
Yeah, we are looking for a former Jedi. Was definitely ADR'd in after the fact. Maybe because, however they originally described Osha was just like confusing, and they wanted to clarify Osha's path with the Jedi Order. Once again, the High Republic robes worn by these characters are so pristine, with white atop gold. And notice, above and below their brown belts are these colored sashes that reflect what color their lightsabers are. This color coding applies specifically to Padawans, as in the case of Tassi Loa here. She must have a blue lightsaber, but in the case of Knights and Masters, the sash changes to white or other darker colors based on the occasion. Yord uses a bit of Jedi mind control to force the Neimoidian to stop lying, which feels a bit like problematic force confession to me. Osha finds Yord in a room, and he sits up suddenly, fanning out his cape so that it doesn't crease. Later, we see him steaming his robe like a big nerd. He's so conscious about his robe's wrinkling, but part of that paranoia may be so that he could quick draw his lightsaber without his wrinkled robe snagging on anything, which we see happening here as he reaches for the lightsaber just as Osha's grabbing Pip. He's like a trigger-happy cop. So we learned that Osha left the Jedi Order 6 years prior, reminding us of Ahsoka at the end of Season 5 of Clone Wars and the Season 7 arc when she works blue-collar jobs for the Martez sisters. Remember that? We also learned that Osha joined the Order when she was 8 years old, which is old for the Jedi Order. They like to get them when they're like 2 or 3 years old. And we learned that she was in mourning at the time, which made things tough for her. Also, some parallels to Anakin Skywalker, of course, who joined the Jedi Order when he was 9 years old and had enough memories of a loving mother whom he would miss, and then later in Attack of the Clones, he entered the state of mourning. We also learned that Master Indara was the Jedi who advised the Council to discontinue her training, but in Osha's mind, she left the Order voluntarily. But for Yord, that's enough of a motive. And then he brings in the witness, the barkeep, to identify her. Now, there's a bit of a logic issue here. If vector ships carry only 2 Jedi maximum, how did the barkeep get here? Did he arrive with that prisoner transport ship? And then when they leave, since he wouldn't be able to fit the vector and was not on the prisoner transport ship, did he just stay with the Neimoidians? Why does he need to be here at all? I just think the fact that they dragged him here is very, very funny. Like, who's babysitting his kid? On to Coruscant. We see Coruscant during the High Republic era, and it looks awesome. When you compare this shot of the Jedi Temple with any other shot of the Jedi Temple from the prequel era, the cityscape around the temple is now 100 years prior, much lower, less developed, and you can actually see visible trees. Coruscant is less of a towering metropolis back at this point in history, and I love that attention to detail. We meet Master Sol, Li Jung-jae, who you might know from Squid Game. In Latin, the word Sol, S-O-L, translates to sun, and his opening words embody the power of clarity.
Close your eyes, and deceive you. You must not trust them.
Many of the characters in this series make snap judgments based on appearances while missing a deeper truth about them. I really appreciate the mix of humans and non-human species reflected in this room. This first kid is a Tarsunt from the planet Tarsunt. Other Tarsunts we know of in Star Wars include Senator Calandris in the Galactic Republic from the Obi-Wan and Anakin comics, and then Landover Velichon from the New Republic, who is on Force Awakens when Starkiller Base wiped out Hosnian Prime. Master Sol describes the Force as a vast ocean, echoing the water imagery we saw in Luke's training of Rey in The Last Jedi. The younglings describe the Force
Balance.
Good.
Light.
Excellent.
I see fire. It grows larger. It consumes anything that tries to stop it.
Sol says that all forces of nature embody different aspects of the Force, but there's definitely a look of worry on his face. I interpret this as this youngling sensing in Master Sol the fire that haunts him, and how, while pursuing the noble aim of spreading the Jedi way to children, to do that would mean burning the bridges those kids have to their families. Soul fears that the Jedi are another kind of destructive force. And while the sun, Soul, can bring warmth and clarity, it's also a burning ball of fire. Master Vernestra Rowe, played by Rebecca Henderson, tells Soul about Osha's arrest. Now, she's a Mirialan race, which is the same race as Luminara Unduli and Barris Offee. The book Fallen Star shows Vern in her youth when she carried a lightsaber that she modified into a light whip, and this series will later show that whip in action. On the prisoner transport, this convict is latched with a TBE, which is a parasitic creature that subdues criminals with terrifying visions, reminding me of the facehugger from Alien. And Leslie Headland did confirm that there is going to be like an Alien-themed episode coming up. But the term TBE comes from Jewish mythology. It's a malicious possessing spirit in the soul of a dead person. Its name coming from the Hebrew of dabak, which means to adhere or cling. You may have heard of the urban legend of the TBE fox. Osha asks how they're going to stage an escape if they are currently traveling through hyperspace, saying that taking escape pods could kill them, perhaps recalling the history of the Great Hyperspace Disaster and the Legacy Run in 232 BBY. A third convict has the cybernetic implant. Kind of reminds me of the cyborg Lobot from The Empire Strikes Back, or even the concept of the Decraniated who showed up in Rogue One and Solo. This guy hacks into the droid pilot, and I love how these guys just practically transform back into pilot seats. And they time that practical transition with the light outside the spacecraft to just synchronize this moment of the transport exiting hyperspace. And also, does that mean that these droids are just constantly having to deal with wardens sitting on them and farting into them? Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Summer's almost here, but if you're feeling overwhelmed by the thought of beach days, pool parties, and barbecues, you might want to talk to somebody who can help you get in the right headspace to enjoy some hard-earned time off. And BetterHelp can help you connect to a therapist who's right for you. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easier and less intimidating for a lot of people. First, use our link to go to their site, betterhelp.com/newrockstars. The site will ask you to answer a few questions so BetterHelp can match you up with one of their over 30,000 therapists who they think can help you out the most. The therapist that the falsely accused Dr. Richard Kimball rushing to get out of the prisoner bus before the train crashes into them, but heroically deciding to save the injured guard despite everyone else leaving him to die. And Osha's frozen crash site on Karlak echoes the cold wilderness that Kimball has to flee through. We meet Master Soul's new Padawan, Jackie Wan, played by Daphne Keene, X-23, Laura from Logan. She and Soul discuss whether keeping images of old relationships amounts to toxic sentimentality, or whether it's just meditating on the past to avoid repeating mistakes. Either way, it's another example of the Jedi tradition of severing all family ties and emotional relationships really robs them of emotional context in which to make good decisions. And it is wild to me that the Jedi Temple in this era has a detainment level. Like it's a school with prison cells on the ground floor. What does that say about them right now? Like, we don't know if these prisoners specifically violated like Jedi laws or anything like that. They're just happy to keep prisoners in their school. Saul asks to bring Osha in himself, and Vern says to be discreet. Seems like her primary concern is a political scandal. And maybe that's why they substituted in this character for Yoda as like the temple authority figure on the show. Like Lucasfilm maybe just didn't want to muddy Yoda's backstory in this era with some political plot sweats, just not change any of the context that he enters Phantom Menace with. As Osha explores the crash site, I love this shot. Solid jump scare. And what's creepiest is that they not only timed this young May to jump into the frame quickly, they somehow pulled it off without leaving any footprints in the snow. Similarly, when Osha later chases young May through the snow, no footprints. In this vision, May transports Osha from the ice of Karlak to the fire of Brendok and leads her on this chase to what I assume was their childhood home. And notice there are two bunks, each with parallel plush balls. And then she chants this creepy rhyme. You're with me, I'm with you. Always one, but born as two. As above sit the stars, and below lies the sea.
I forgive you.
You give me me.
Yeah, I let them deliver the last line of it because semantically, only one sister is giving the other herself. Like, it's possible that they both chanted this simultaneously when they were girls, but when they repeat it here, May is the one saying, I give you you, and Osha is saying, and you give me me. Only May is giving Osha Osha. Osha is not giving May May. I'm sorry if this confuses you. I just bring it up because it implies that May, as a dark side practitioner of the two sisters, is offering the presumably weaker sister a chance to discover her true inner power. Actually, in our roundtable discussion, Leslie Headland talked a lot about the Gemini zodiac sign represented by the twins, Castor and Pollux. It also came up in the room that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy is not only a twin, but being born on June 5th, she and her twin sister Connie are Gemini. That's their zodiac sign. I don't know, this just might be a concept that Leslie and Kathleen talked a lot about when they were developing the show. This series could identify OSHA and May as a force dyad. This concept was established in The Rise of Skywalker. It refers to a cosmic connection between two force-sensitive individuals in which together they can transcend their physical beings and access abilities like force healing, communication across great distances, and instantly teleporting objects to each other. Palpatine wants both Rey and Kylo because they're force dyads. My theory is that this mystery Sith wants May and OSHA for the same reason, and that those 4 Jedi might have actually separated these sisters for that reason as well, because together they were just too powerful to contain and could have been exploited by some nefarious entities out there. But in that separation, they ended up making a way bigger mess that they all carried the guilt of. But OSHA wakes up from this vision back in the crashed ship, suggesting that everything she saw from the moment she previously woke up and looked out at Karlak was part of that vision. It's pretty unnerving to realize that your waking up within a dream was actually part of that dream. It kind of makes you paranoid that in this moment you could still be asleep. Meanwhile, on the ship with Sol, Jackie, and Yord, a production design detail I really appreciate is how all the tech aboard these ships has rounded edges. We see pale white and seafoam and red walls, these control panels with these big old knobs on them. In 1977, George Lucas and his team aimed for a lived-in, dirty, greasy sci-fi look, reflecting the themes prevalent in America in the 1970s. Dysfunction, industrial pollution, economic depression. But this series goes back a decade or two before that. It takes design influences from what we call the retro-futurist aesthetic, that before it was retro was just what was considered sci-fi art in the 1950s and 1960s. This is when artists still had a sunnier view of the future. It's actually what the Disney Imagineers used to design tomorrow. So it's just like a nice way to distinguish this older era from what we know most famously as Star Wars. It also predates the clean, green screen opulence of the prequel trilogy. But Sol reveals to the others that OSHA did have a twin.
I didn't know OSHA was a twin.
There's something in her file.
Notice how Sol shifts his eyes like he didn't intend to say this out loud. We're getting a sense of like how messy this conspiracy was, how rushed the cover-up was. Sol, Yord, and Jackie follow the trail of OSHA through the narrow cave that leads to a cliff, and yes, we get another fugitive reference here. The iconic moment when Tommy Lee Jones chases Harrison Ford in the drainage tunnel and the dam.
I didn't do it.
I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Similarly, Sol implicitly knows that OSHA is innocent and doesn't cuff her when he saves her, just like Tommy Lee Jones takes off Harrison Ford's cuffs in the final scene of The Fugitive. Now, Yord's lightsaber is yellow, a color not commonly seen throughout Star Wars. It was used mostly for Temple Guardians in flashbacks in Rebels, and increasingly characters like Asajj Ventress and Bad Batch, Rey at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Really, to reflect the variety of the High Republic era, this series is widening the spectrum of lightsaber colors. The final scene of this episode takes us to this rocky shoreline. May mystery Sith says in a distorted voice under a mask, "The Jedi live in a dream they believe everyone shares. If you attack a Jedi with a weapon, you will fail. Steel or laser are no threat to them." And then he finishes with this awesome line.
An acolyte. An acolyte kills without a weapon. An acolyte kills the dream.
And then this Sith ignites a red lightsaber, framed perfectly reflected in the title below. The Sith rule of two embodied. Always two there are, a master and an apprentice. Or, from the girl's poem, as above sits the stars, below lies the sea. Above sits the stars, a star, a sun, Sol, sitting doing nothing, and then below, lying. Now, I wondered if this planet could be Ahch-2 from The Last Jedi, with the Prime Jedi Temple above and then the Sith cave beneath. But this rock formation and the water beyond them looks like it might be the same rock that's off the coast of Olega in the opening shot of episode 2. So I think they might just be on Olega here. But this Sith seems to be using May to strike against the Jedi to avoid exposing the ongoing survival of the Sith. Though, trailer footage does suggest future episodes will feature this guy fighting multiple other Jedi on Kofar. No actor is credited to this voice in the closing credits. Though, in the additional voices section, Sam Witwer appears again, but he and all these other names appear in the additional voices for all live-action Lucasfilm titles, including Ahsoka and The Mandalorian. And I think it might just be like boilerplate credits that they always put in because their voices are so prominently featured throughout the Lucasfilm audio asset library. So who is this person? Only 2 Sith are alive at a time during this period of history. There could be other future recruits that are like on their way to becoming Sith, but there's always just a master and an apprentice. This is the apprentice, I presume. Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious's master, was Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis' master was Darth Tenebrous. Based on what we know from lore and the general timeline based on, the average lifespan of characters, this would be Tenebrous before he would have found Plagueis, but I actually think this show is going to condense the timeline and reveal this as Plagueis. And for May to be the first acolyte that Plagueis tried to recruit when he was beginning his plot to overthrow Tenebrous, years before he would move on and find the young Chief Palpatine from Naboo. So yes, I am theorizing that we are looking at Darth Plagueis the Wise, the figure of the story Palpatine told Anakin in the Opera House in Revenge of the Sith who got close to conquering death itself and who was killed in his sleep by Palpatine, aka Sidious, and 35 feet wide. Plagueis might be seeking a dyad in the Force, which would link to Palpatine seeking a dyad in The Rise of Skywalker to achieve the same kind of immortality. Just hearing the name Plagueis would hit the hardest for fans of Revenge of the Sith, and for what it's worth, Amanda Stenberg said that her favorite Star Wars movie was Revenge of the Sith, and I'm just wondering if she had the Opera House scene on her mind because it factors so heavily into what gets established on this show. The recent Awake promo gives us our best look yet at the Sith's helmet, and reflected in the red glow of the saber, its curvature looks like a wide grinning mouth and sharp fangs. So currently I'm at 60% it's Plagueis, 10% it's Tenebrous, and 30% someone else. A new Sith character whose name we've never heard, who's like a current apprentice to either Tenebrous or Plagueis, and someone who won't last in that position for that long. I can confirm that Leslie Headland told us in the roundtable that this series will show us more than one Sith. She's confirmed multiple Sith. She said Sith characters. And I have an even wilder, crazy, really out there reach theory for who could be under the mask that I'll get to in a little bit. But let's move on to episode 2. On Olega, May again pays off a local to help her get access to a Jedi, and this girl throws produce at the Jedi Temple's gatekeeper droid. This droid is a double iris TTAL-Y7 gatekeeper droid, like the single irised one that we saw at Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. I just like the detail that 100 years from now there's just to be one, but now there are 2, and I guess over that century, droid models just didn't need 2 bulbs. May finds Master Torben, played by Dean Charles Chapman, who's Tommen Baratheon from Game of Thrones, floating in this meditative trance. I appreciate the practical effect of using his drop-down cape to mask whatever was holding him up, practically, for the scene. Torben's face is viciously scarred, which I presume came from that Jedi cover-up incident on Brendai. But otherwise, the casting of such a young actor and his part led to some pretty awkward-looking age makeup and facial hair. I don't know why they cast an actor in his early 20s to play the older version of himself. But May is unable to strike Torben with her fists or her blades due to this force barrier that he projects. She slips up to the raptors silently, like a crouching tiger, hidden dragon, when Jen hides under the mask to steal the Green Destiny sword at night. Osha helps Jackie repolarize the power coupling. We see that Osha has this tattoo. The Lucasfilm team also gave me one of these. They didn't ink me, but they gave me one that I can put on if I want. But Osha later said that she got this during a night partying in Corp Set. Visually, it's kind of a Gemini symbol, right? Now, there's this little moment when Osha says that she's flexible, and Jackie lets out a smile, but then wipes it away when Soul walks in, like she doesn't want him to see her forming this bond after she scolded him for looking at Osha's hollow. Are we seeing a budding chemistry between Osha and Jackie? Because there was also Jackie's very unimpressed reaction to seeing George shirtless. I don't know, could be nothing. But then May meets with her conspirator named Pymir, played by Manny Jacinto from The Good Place. Pymir has taken over the local apothecary, and we learn May's Sith Master needs at least one of her 4 kills to be without weapons. So for May's motive, this is really a Kill Bill scenario where she's seeking revenge against names on a list. But the Sith doesn't have as personal a grudge. He's really just exploiting that revenge drive and promising that if one of those can be without a weapon, she will have proven herself to him. We'll see if he ends up keeping that promise with her, though. But Kyner's role in this whole plot is just a bit more curious.
The Jedi justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace. And peace
Is a lie, I know.
Whoa! So peace is a lie are the opening words of the Sith Code. The Sith Code first appeared as just a fragment in the Clone Wars Altar of Mortis episode, but later was presented in its full form in the Guardians of the Whills Jr. novel. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall set me free. But the Sith are supposed to be living in secret, just 2 at a time. I wouldn't imagine uninitiated folks still in their child phase like May, and certainly not her goofy chemist buddy Pymir, would know this mantra and just go around quoting it so casually. But I suppose while the Sith themselves were thought to be extinct, their beliefs might have lived on and spread to all anti-Jedi corners of society. And Kyner might just be a free thinker that May met along the way. May supplies him with bunta, a poisonous plant used in hunting that apparently grows only on her and Osha's home planet of Brendai. This is a bit of poetic justice, using a plant native to the scene of the Jedi crime. Soul says that he wanted to save both girls. We learned that he tried to teach Osha to accept what she had lost many times.
was a very good student.
Perhaps I wasn't a very good teacher.
Yeah, Soul probably struggled to teach this to OSHA because he had these buried demons about what happened. May reconfronts Master Torben.
I know why you took the Barrage down. You thought this life would give you the peace you seek.
Ah, the Barrage Vow. That's an oath taken by Jedi who refrain from all Jedi Order functions as a form of penitence to atone and recenter themselves on the Force. It was named after Jedi Master Barrage Sylvain and was first mentioned in the High Republic The Blade comic series when the vow was taken by the Jedi Knight Des Ryden. May offers him the poison vial to absolve him of what he did. I see a parallel with Torben and the character Bud in Kill Bill. He was the one killer on the bride's list who seemed to accept that they deserved what was coming to them.
That woman deserves her revenge. We deserve to die.
Torben similarly accepts this poison.
Which will be internalized.
It's another instance of the series depicting Jedi as having doubts in their own authority. Perhaps that Mystery Sith's true plot could be to purge the only Jedi right now who have doubts within the Jedi Order, so that the only Jedi who survive to future generations, like the prequel era, are ones with 100% blindness to any of their own shortcomings and vulnerabilities. As the Jedi keep an eye out on the streets, and we see Chimera tossing his food wrapper in a woman's grocery basket, which just personally reminds me of Rob Lowe throwing the milk carton in the baby stroller in Tommy Boy. Jackie proposes to use OSHA to pose as your twin sister May to get information from Chimera. A plotline that we see in like every Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen movie, Sister episode, or The Parent Trap. Because yes, this is kind of a Parent Trap situation. It each the link looks like the other one was actually dead from a fire. Now, I might be wrong here, but it seems like a lot of the dialogue that verbally identifies OSHA as a quote-unquote former Jedi just seems to come up in shots when characters' faces are off camera. Like, take a look.
OSHA knows how to use it. She used to be Jedi. Are you ready?
Now, we totally do see moments with Soul and Vern and Yord where they're talking about OSHA's past with the Order, sure. But I wonder if earlier drafts might have had some slightly different verbiage, like maybe she's given some other term of a Jedi designation that's not like a full Jedi yet, like maybe they called her Acolyte, and then the Jedi phased out that designation after OSHA left the Order, but then the people making the show watched that back and they're like, that might just be a bit confusing, and then they maybe re-edited the scenes to just have them say that she was a former Jedi and left it at that. But also, Lee Jung-jae learned English for this role, and that is super impressive. And it might have just been retakes as he's getting more and more confident with his lines. Chimera sees through OSHA's charade, and the Jedi swarm in. Yord, again, immediately draws his lightsaber. But really, it's just because he doesn't trust OSHA to be the only one holding the weapon. During the stakeout, Yord says,
I have a bad feeling about this.
Ah, the classic Star Wars line. It's actually been a long time since we've heard a character say this in live action. It never comes up in any episode of The Mandalorian, or the Book of Boba Fett, or in Andor. We just get a half nod to it in Ahsoka Episode 4 when Jason Syndulla says,
Got a bad feeling.
the last time we heard the full version of the line was from Lando in The Rise of Skywalker, all the way back in 2019.
I got a bad feeling about this.
And for good measure, Yord also throws in a nod to Admiral Akbar.
What if this guy's lying? What if this is a trap?
So Soul confronts May. And with Indara and Torben, remember, May ordered them to go attack her with all their might, but she didn't do this for Soul. She's on the defensive now. So she flings her blade as a warning shot, but her kick is stopped midair and she performs face, showing that Soul let her get these blows just to see if she would pull her punches. And she didn't. And I love how May uses this force hold as a pivot point to twist through the air using the reverse force of his push, flinging her body up into a roll. Meanwhile, Soul just steps back to evade her blows, and he observes.
You attacked me without a weapon. Why?
It's interesting that Soul senses that to kill without a weapon must mean that there's some kind of culty reason why. He might be familiar with this rite of passage required for Sith indoctrination. So here's my hot take about who could really go to the mask. Could the mystery Sith, Darth Plagueis, or Darth Tenebrous be played by Lee Jung-jae? Either a double identity of Master Soul, maybe Soul himself, or maybe he has a twin named something like Lun, or Lun, which would be a derivative of the Latin word for moon, Luna. That could be why he's so forgiving of Gemini twins, and why, historically after this, his conflict with the Sith would remain buried with him by the time we get to the prequel era. I don't know, it's a pretty soap opera-y theory, but I just, I wanted to put it out there. But as with Indara, May always reaches for the lightsaber, and if she's got to kill someone with a weapon, I wonder why does she try to grab it from him? I think it might be a way of trying to provide a receipt to her master that this lightsaber was never actually ignited during the duel, and weapons were not used. Much of Soul's maneuvers around May really just seem to be him observing her, so that when he pushes her away, he turns his back to her unworried. And we're wondering, why did he turn his back to someone he's fighting? But then you realize it's because he has taken all of her daggers. But also, in a way, he's removed her temptation to use a weapon to kill. If she's gonna do it, she has to do it the right way. Soul in your... OSHA is still alive. So both sisters thought the other was dead. Those 4 Jedi must have lied, let each sister believe the other had died, and scrubbed May from the reports. If Mother Anastasia is one of their moms, was it just the other mom that died in the fire? May escapes by creating an explosion of sand that blows them back and blinds them. Actually, trailer footage shows an even more powerful version of this used on several Jedi by the Sith in that heavily wooded area on Kofar. Osha gets May in her sights, and the 2 sisters connect, but Osha shoots past her to let her escape. Kind of like a Point Break. Roll the clip! Yes, I think we are obligated to watch every Harrison Ford movie and Keanu Reeves movie to appreciate the show. Soul is called back to convene with the small council at the temple, which is going to be fun because, you know, among the Jedi at the temple include Yoda, Yarael Pooh, Apo Ramesses, and I think Plo Koon is around. Meanwhile, May reconnects with Kymir so that they head to the planet Kofar, and that's where we end this episode, with 2 scavengers approaching. The language they're speaking is Huttese. That's the language of the Hutts, spoken on Tatooine, and Nar Shaddaa, and Nal Hutta, anywhere the Hutts operates, meaning that these 2 are part of the Hutts' criminal operation. But then Kel Naka comes home, and Force pulls the blaster and snaps it and scares them off. Kel Naka is the 4th Jedi Master of the bunch, a Wookiee played by Jonas Suotamo, who played Chewbacca in Solo: A Star Wars Story. So yeah, I am really enjoying The Acolyte. Huge thanks to the Lucasfilm team for letting me discuss this show with Leslie Headland. I asked Leslie if the secret Jedi texts from The Last Jedi would show up as temple textbooks in this show, and she said nope. But I also asked Leslie which episode of the season would be the craziest one everyone would be talking about, and she said episode 5. It was just awesome to geek out over Star Wars in the state of the fandom with a bunch of appreciators of the franchise. I also got to meet Dave Filoni, even though he walked in right as I was introducing myself. I feel like he did that on purpose, because I, you know, have knocked him for making the New Republic too impossibly stupid just so he could justify the rise of the First Order. Or he has no idea who I am, which is more likely. But I'm just so grateful to everyone I met that week for letting me be among the first to screen the first episode of The Acolyte, to have the chance to tour the Lucasfilm campus in Burbank, to meet a bunch of awesome people, and then to attend a premiere event in Hollywood. I have not seen episodes 3 or 4 or any of the rest of the season yet, so any theories I pitched in this video are completely in the blind. I'm excited because this show has the potential to massacre all of its characters in order to keep the Sith secret. And I kind of hope that's how it ends. Because we got the great hyperspace disaster, we got the destruction of Starlight Beacon. Let's have a third tragedy that ends the High Republic era. The Curse of Brenda. Comment down below with your thoughts. Follow me at EABoss. Subscribe to all 3 channels on the New Rockstars Network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Have you done 3 tweets? Great. Just do 1 big tweet. What do? You don't need to the thread. Yeah, not well, clearly. Randall previously claimed that Disney and Lucasfilm would struggle to cast actors for the shows and films moving forward because of the level of hate The Acolyte was receiving. Good. She then implied that actor Lee Jung-jae was receiving such hate, albeit she never provided any evidence. No people like him. People are like really impressed with the fact he learned English. People are saying he's the best part of the show. Retard. She wrote, I will say that I think it's going to be very hard for Disney to cast upcoming Star Wars projects because this level of hate just isn't worth it, even for upcoming actors. Poor Lee Jung-jae, coming off a Squid Game, doing a great job on The Acolyte. For what?
This is the last time we eat this. We'll never eat this before.
And she did this poll as well. Are you interested in any upcoming Star Wars projects? No, I'm done. 130,000. Wow. I mean, it's bombed. It's absolutely bombed. So, yeah, not good. So this is her review, her subscribers, her commentary, comments on her video. Not gonna lie, this episode was so cringe. This isn't Star Wars. This is Disney fan fiction. Star Wars ended.
promise in America. If you're strong enough, if you're tough enough, you can make what's out there yours.
Oh, man.
It's all about that.
Get ready, golf fans. These are the top 3 brag-worthy golf courses to play in Scottsdale. Not...
That's funny, right? I made it. Today, I made it. So what about tomorrow? Today, you're the champion. Today. What about tomorrow?
Like that.
Bro, you somewhere else, man. Come on, yo, stop bothering me. You somewhere else. Somewhere else, bro. Stop bothering me. Live your life. Is this toilet still upstairs? This bum ass toilet? Oh. Man, yo. Yo, let me tell you something. Hold up. Living next to Naomi, she's a fucking toilet. Got me next to fucking punk females. Stop harassing me. Stop listening over here. Stop bothering me. Stop reaching out to me. Stop listening to my shit. I'm listening to my Star Wars, I got my show on, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening, I'm dancing, you know what I'm saying, singing my song. What's going on? What's going on, bro? You need space, man. Put something on there, I'm like, I'm somewhere else, man. Nobody's thinking about y'all, like, damn, dude. What I keep on saying is I live next to bums. Like, bro, go outside. Go somewhere. Go to the sun. It's bothering, bro. That was hard. Yo, like, you keep on reaching out in the middle of the show. There's y'all upstairs. Somewhere else, man. Somewhere else, man. Leave me alone. I pay for my shit. I pay for my drink. I'm trying to listen to my songs and get nice. I earned my Saturday, bro. Not to be getting harassed by bum females and bum ass niggas that can't see a man. Fuck off. Fuck off. Stop listening to people's entertainment. Toilets. Fuck off. Show respect with this toilet. But as a man doing that shit to another man, come on.
See the promises that go into your life's work, and they deserve nothing less than a lifetime guarantee. TIAA's promise of a guaranteed retirement paycheck for life is a promise that pays off.
Fuck out of here. Bums out of here, man. Oh, they sending commercials over here. This bum upstairs, this toilet. Fuck off, man. They need toilets. Man, every single day they want you to talk about these toilets reaching out to me. Fucking toilets. Y'all don't know how you can be a man in your house and reaching out to me. This toilet I live next to fucking died already, bro. Fucking harassing over here. Niggas put me with a fucking prostitute, a bum. Niggas got me with a toilet nigga over here reaching out, bro. Fuck off. Fuck you want? Fuck you want? What the fuck is that? Fucking toilets. Somewhere else, I'm getting nice. I'm paying for my salad, getting ready for the fight tonight. You fucking toilet, fucking walking around me, you fucking toilet. You're a toilet. Fuck you over here listening to my fucking Star Wars, bro. Stop reaching out to me, you faggot. You're a faggot. Fuck you reaching out to my Star Wars. Stop reaching down here, bro. There's a man over here. Fucking toilets. Why they fucking reaching out over here? I'm somewhere else. Toilets? Fucking bums. Carry yourselves fucking. You don't know how to hit a home run. Fucking garbage. Stop reaching out to me, bro. Word of life, bro. Let me hear it again. Let me start all over, bro. Man, Naomi, you that toilet? Stop reaching out over here. Don't even bring people over here to harass me. Is that you harassing me? Don't listen to my shit, bro. Stop putting me in the middle with your business. I pay my shit. I pay my rent. I pay my bills. I get mine. Stay away from me, bro. What the fuck is that? Enjoy my shit, man. I'm trying to get nice. Trying to get ready for my night. Going on, yo? That's a man that works hard for his. You toilet, you fucking. It's a man over here, you toilet. With a fucking mop. This shit is like a mop. You ever seen a mop? You mop the floor? Come on, I'm getting harassed. Stop listening to what I'm listening to, bro. Come on now. Is that Naomi harassing? Come on. They don't get it, y'all. They don't get it, man. Sorry, man. Like, get the fuck away from me, yo. The fuck is that, man? Drinking his drinks? You getting harassed by neighbors, they toilets. Stop reaching out over here. It's a man that's drinking and he works. This is my Saturday, man. It's my Saturday, bro. I paid for mine. What's going on? What's going on? Stay away from here, bro. Come on now. Leave this nice skies alone, man. Fuck off, bro. Fucking toilet. Fuck off. Stop listening over here. Stop listening to my Star Wars. Fucking toilets. Fucking garbage, bro. A nigga over here eating a sandwich that cost $25. Come home after he sweat. They put me with this fucking. And this fucking dude upstairs that is not a man, it's a fugazi, doesn't know how to be a real man, with a fucking ugly ass daughter fucking harassing me, watching me masturbate, right? And her boyfriend is that Jamaican nigga. Your dirty ass girlfriend is always reaching out to me. That ugly ass fucking butt face, fucking, that bitch look like a fucking butt. You understand why she's reaching out over here? Keep your fucking ugly ass shit face away from down here. And her fucking ugly ass, that fucking. Yo, Naomi, what the fuck is going on? I paid for this, motherfucker. I'm paying for my, if I can sit right here, motherfucker. Stay the fuck away from my side. If there was another bitch in here, she would have been like, why is this bitch is all up in this business? No, thank you, Naomi. No, thank you. And to those ugly ass sisters, I'm not interested in them already. Stop fucking harassing me with the same shit for the last 60 years. 100 years. No, thank you. Fuck off. Stop bothering your neighbor. Fucking toilets. And that nigga's still alive. Fucking die already. You always fucking asking people for a favor. Stop harassing down here, man. Fucking toilets. I'm trying to enjoy my night, getting ready for the fucking fight. And damn, Naomi's a toilet. What a basura, bro. I paid for my nights. I paid for that drink. I paid for my smoke. You got this toilet upstairs sucking on my dick? You telling me that old bitch is upstairs? That old vieja is upstairs? What you want, vieja? ¿Qué tú quieres? Fuck off. Está molestando aquí abajo. Stop listening to me when I'm listening to you, fucking pieces of shit. Man, they don't know what's to be a man and pay for their drinks and bothering people, bro. Fuck off. What a basura they put me next to. Fuck off, Naomi. What you want? Why you bothering over here, yo? Toilet. Get out of here, yo. That bitch is a toilet. You think that bitch yo. You don't think these motherfuckers, if you was fucking looking a certain way, don't you want certain to get it in a certain way? If you can't get it that certain way, now you're gonna start acting a certain way? Get the fuck away from me. What the fuck? It's not my fault. You a fucking piece of shit. You toilet? You're a toilet. And then, yo, you're a fucking toilet. You're the lowest scam. Bro, fucking respect the other side. I'm in another place, man. Leave this place alone. Thank you. Stay away. And keep this fucking loser upstairs. Reach out to fucking Marty or whatever and let that fucking toilet water to stay away from this apartment with that ugly ass butt face fucking piece of shit fucking butt face. Stop watching over here and reaching out over here. Stay to yourselves, man. Fuck off. Fucking weirdos. Fucking following people to when they fucking sleeping. That's how sad they are. Fuck you watching me sleep. You toilet water. Toilet water. Yo, why they go with me? Why you always bugging out? Face. Yo, I respect you, nigga. Yeah, I feel you, yo. I'm more in shit, man. You gotta do this two little. Man, you want to be here with these two people? Yeah, man. Yo, he don't want to be here. He want to be in the apartment and the fucking thing. Get these weirdos out of here. Put these people somewhere in the home. Weirdos, bro. I'm over here eating a $25 sandwich in a different world, listening to my innocent proposal. Oh, hi, chilling, relaxing, paying my bills. I was like, man, you got this bitch next door. Fucking, what do you think I'm thinking about you? You dumb fucking toilet water. Stay away from this fucking apartment. Don't listen to my innocent proposal. You toilet water. Stay to yourself. What's that fucking weirdo at? You piece of, you toilet fucking sewer. You're like a sewer water, bro. And fucking butt face. Fucking bothering people, masturbating. And then you got her boyfriend looking at me. I'm like, you looking at me while your bitch is bothering me and stomping her feet and shaking her ass when I'm masturbating? What a fucking toilet water sewer. Fucking toilets, bro. Fuck you want, bro? Fuck you over here listening to other people's entertainment. Fuck you worrying about the Sith, the Jedi, worrying about my Star Wars? Don't watch that shit. This is not, we don't welcome you. Star Wars is my community. You see all these people that you hear on YouTube? These are all my friends. I get hearts from them. I have conversations with them. We talk to each other. And we don't welcome you. We don't want you here. Don't watch Star Wars. Don't watch it. Now, you want to be like a fucking piece of shit toilet water sewer like you are? Follow troll. You garbage. Why are you following us? They want to be like us. They always want to be like us. Why are you watching Star Wars? Why you eating at 4 o'clock in the morning? Yo, remember that girl that lived upstairs? She was skinny. And then she started watching me every single night. But meanwhile, she's running around with a Jamaican boyfriend. You running around while your bitch is watching me every single night eat food? Who's watching me? Is it that piece of shit toilet water? Huh? Or is this the toilet water? Oh, butt face. Which one? But fuck you watching me? Fuck you watching down here, you toilet? Why you watching another person's apartment? Why you watching me eat? Why you watching me when I buy my house? Why are you listening to my entertainment? Fuck off. I'm over here drinking my beer, listening to my innocent proposal, and you got toilets worrying about what's going on? Oh, what it's a toilet water. Se murieron con nada. Type of people that die with nothing. Piece of shit. You don't get it yet, right? You don't get it. Do them a favor. Do them a favor. We always gotta help that family. Y'all remember I seen that the butt face outside on a Sunday. I seen butt face outside on a Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning, waiting for somebody to open up the salon. At 9 o'clock in the morning, she was out there all the way to like 10 o'clock, 10:30. Come on now. Fucking butt face. What you want? What you want? Stay away from here, bro. Don't listen to my entertainment. Come on now. It's a man there, bro. What you want?
Microsoft has a
What?
special impact
What?
committed to making world-class cloud technology accessible
Yeah.
and affordable.
No me
So
lo está allá.
nonprofits can drive
Está
even
listening
greater
to
impact.
innocent
Through our
proposal.
technology grant, eligible nonprofits can
Ooh, fucking bitches. I'm listening to my proposal over here, bitch. Fuck you over here listening to a man, listening to innocent proposal. You butt face. Fucking prostitute. All the way open on a Sunday at 8 o'clock outside in the morning. Not 9 o'clock. Not 10 o'clock. They had the bitch waiting from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way to 10:30 in the morning outside right there, waiting to open up the What a loser. They left her out there. I thought she was a prostitute. I thought she was a prostitute. I was like, yo, I'm about to get some head. Yo, here, yo, you need $20? I was like, oh shit, that's my neighbor. Yo, I came back at 10:30. The bitch is still standing. What you want? Why you here? Why you listening to my accolade? Why you listening to my Star Wars? Don't listen to my Star Wars. Star Wars is not for you. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. Get out of here. Star Wars don't want you here. Stop sweating us. Stop sweating us. Yo. Oh, you believe that shit? You live somewhere where you got bitches going back up, back up. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Like, get that shit out of here, bitch. The fuck you say? You sound stupid. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Fucking listening to him, man. He gotta be like that. Fucking homo bitches. There's a man over here. What do you think? I'm a fucking faggot like that faggot upstairs? Huh? You think I'm a faggot like that faggot upstairs? A loser? I'm not him. Loser, bro. Fucking loser. Fucking yeah, nah, fucking pieces of shit. Fucking loser. The losers. I'll be big fella. Nah, nigga, I ain't gonna talk to no one. I'm gonna go out there like a man, Papa. I'm go through this journey right here. You see this? I'm gonna fix myself. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna try. I want girls. These girls are fucking everybody. You tell me you can't come home with me and chill. You can't. What's going on? You can't come home with me and chill. Listen over here to my shit and fucking. What a toilet did it put me next to? To watch a man drink his beers, smoke his weed, and you bothering? What a toilet. Another man that lives upstairs, you seeing a man drink his drinks, and you and your fucking toilet ass fucking piece of shit wife is bothering me? You don't know what's to earn it, motherfucker? You toilet? Fuck you looking at over here? The fuck you looking at? Fuck you looking at my apartment, you toilet? And that fucking ugly piece of shit butt face. Don't ever fucking bother me. The fuck you bothering downstairs? You came over here to bother people. We've been living here for 40 years. Nobody bothers people. Yo, we've been living here. I've been living here for like 40 years. Nobody comes over here and bothers. Yo, this fucking toilet face, fucking butt face comes over here and start harassing people, watching people masturbate. Why you don't tell your fucking Jamaican boyfriend that you watching other people masturbate? And you tapping, you walking around like you think you all that. But meanwhile, you go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, all motivated to open up the salon, and they have you out there, not to 9 o'clock, not to 9:30, all the way to 10:30 in the morning, waiting out there with your motivation butt face, right? You motivate to open up they had you out there waiting for like 4 hours. Fuck you harassing over here, bro. I pay for that. I pay for that sandwich. In the middle of me eating a sandwich, they don't have nothing else to do but harass a man eating a sandwich? What? They're not like us. They never will. They never been. It's written in history, bro. You gonna follow me to the bathroom now? You gonna lay down, Papa. It's fucking toilet. No, that piece of shit. Come on. What a faggot, right? Imagine my mother staying home or my sister